covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
We're spending more money to fight homelessness, but even more people are now living on the streets and in shelters. We break down the latest homeless count. Plus, where things stand for Chico's finances, with state and federal funds soon drying up in some areas. But first, new details on how Haven Humane is making more room to help animals in need in Shasta County. The city of Redding just approved plans to build a new emergency shelter. This would be along East Side Road in Anderson, though. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo joins us there live. Jesse, first of all, explain to me why the city of Redding is approving a shelter for Anderson, and what would the new shelter offer?
Well, Haley, the meeting was taking place at the Redding City Hall, and it had to the building had to meet certain codes, so they had to have a meeting to go over that proposed permit that they would need to build the building. The building itself is going to be just over 4,000 square feet in size, and not just contain the emergency animal shelter, but also a multi-purpose community room. The primary purpose of the building, though, is that emergency shelter that would house over 100 animals during emergency evacuations. Haven Humane Society CEO Mark Story says the new building is necessary because they currently just don't have the space to be much help during a disaster. Take a listen.
We've seen such an increase in animals over the last couple of years that we have very, very, very limited capacity on a daily basis with just strays coming in. So if we had a disaster right now, we wouldn't be able to support when it comes to that. We'd be able to care for a handful of animals at best right now.
The price tag on the new building comes in at just over $2 million and is funded by Zog Fire Funds. And Story says that they plan on starting construction as soon as possible. Live in Anderson, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
Thank you, Jesse. Story says the new building should be finished early next year. Breaking news, CAL FIRE Butte is rushing to a structure fire in Magalia right now. CAL FIRE says it's happening on the 6,000 block of Glendale Drive, and you can see some smoke there captured on Alert California's camera pointed at the area. Not a ton of smoke, but we're keeping an eye on it. We're going to keep you up to date as well on air and online as we work to learn more. Firefighters were quick to stop a vegetation fire in South Oroville this morning, south of Oroville, that had the potential of being very destructive. It started at around 10 a.m. along Palermo Road near Lone Tree Road near several homes. Fortunately, CAL FIRE got there quickly and knocked it down before it spread too far, a threat given that the dry vegetation was in the area. And we did speak with the homeowner who panicked when he got the news from a coworker that there was a fire nearby.
I have a pregnant wife. She's due in 2 weeks, so I panicked even more because she wasn't answering the phone. She was asleep, so yeah, I was speeding here.
A quick response from CAL FIRE was key in keeping that blaze to just about 3 acres. The cause is still under investigation. Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon is tracking much warmer temperatures out there. I'm sure it's a little bit drier day by day. We haven't had rain in at least a few weeks now. Howie, how's fire danger looking?
It's gotten a little safer, a little better compared to a few days ago when we had red flag warnings as well as winds in the 40, 42 mile per hour range. Now, in Magalia, we had some winds around 13 miles per hour. Yeah, that's not completely calm or light, but a lot better than 25, 30, and 40. So that bodes a little bit better if fires were to start, or more fires were to start, they could get out of control. But winds, it's not that bad. So on the safe side. Yeah, we don't like the fact that we're really heating up now, continuing to dry out these fuels. The temperatures in the valley in the 90s and even in the 80s in some of these higher elevations. And then as we start to heat up more, the moisture dwindles down. Look at some of these dangerous relative humidity levels, and you get under 15%. We don't like to see that. Here's what we have for tomorrow. We do cool a little bit. Winds pick up. But then the humidity levels, okay, they stay a little bit high, a little bit better. But we're going to keep the fire risk on the low side because the winds won't be that bad. And we do have a little moisture in the soil, and that's helping us at the moment. But we know sooner than later, Haley, we're going to dry out and we're going to have some fire weather problems.
It's inevitable. Thanks, Howie. New numbers from the 2025 Butte County Point-in-Time survey show that homelessness in our area is getting worse. The survey found that over the past 2 years, homelessness in Butte County rose 8.8%. Compare that to 3% across the state and 18% nationwide. Action News Now reporter Nathan Espandula is live in front of Depot Park in Chico. Nathan, is there a reason why the homeless population is growing in Butte County so much?
Haley, people who work with the homeless told me there are many reasons, ranging from social to political ones. But the one thing they all told me is that something needs to change.
We have is the pallet shelters that's intimidating to people because there's so many. 177 little tiny houses, same size as a jail cell. And if you've been by yourself for the last 3 years and you all of a sudden you're surrounded by 100 people, it can be shocking.
Every year, millions of taxpayer money is spent attempting to tackle the homeless problem in Butte County. Despite the help, the survey found that 34% of homeless people in our county are unsheltered, like those here at the Depot Park. The survey also pointed out that 70% of people who are homeless in Butte County became homeless while living in Butte County. I spoke to a well-known attorney in Chico who's an outspoken advocate for public safety and conservative policies to hear his take on why things are getting worse.
I think we are blaming the wrong people. We tend to blame the police for not taking more action. We tend to blame the city for not solving the problem that we see around us. And we haven't stopped to actually examine what are those problems and who is responsible for providing the solution and why haven't those solutions been provided.
Rob Berry also told me that he believes that the Warren v. Chico settlement agreement has a part to play in the growing homeless population in our area. Live in Chico, Nathan Espandula, Action News Now.
All right, Nathan, before we let you go, can I ask you, did the survey break down demographics of what kind of people make up the homeless population living in Butte County specifically?
Yes, it did, Haley. The survey said that most homeless people in Butte County are men, making up 61% of the population. The survey also said that 25% of the homeless population in Butte County are ages 33 through 44.
Okay, thanks, Nathan. The Point-in-Time survey also found that 40% of the total homeless population say they've been in Butte County for more than 20 years. If you'd like to take a closer look for yourself, we do have a link to it. Just find this story on our website. The Community Action Agency of Butte County is warning of the potential end of its low-income home energy assistance program. On April 1st, the entire federal staff responsible for administering LIHAP was dismissed as part of a broader reduction at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And in May, LIHAP was eliminated in the president's budget request for next year. In 2024, the CAA helped about 2,400 Butte households with $2.3 million in utility assistance payments and 105 households with over $1.5 million in energy efficient and safety upgrades through its home weatherization program. The city of Chico issued a stop work order on the Gonzalez Comprehensive Cancer Center in Merriam Park. Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe is live there at the site. Margot, what can you tell us about this?
Haley, work began on the Cancer Center behind me here back in May of 2024, and a lot of construction has been done towards it, and it was on schedule until last month. Now, Enloe Health says back in April, city inspectors performed a site visit to verify compliance with previous approvals and cited concerns regarding some of the aspects of construction. The city requested the assistance of Level A inspectors from the California Department of Healthcare Access and Information. They say those inspectors noted several concerns during their assessment. So on April 24th, the City of Chico building official issued a stop work order. Enloe Health has brought on an independent inspector with experience working on projects under the purview of the state of California to assist with with mitigation planning to correct the identifying concerns. Now, Mike Wiltermude, president and CEO of Enloe Health, said in part, "We acknowledge the serious nature of the stop work order and are grateful for the City of Chico's building department and the energy and effort they have put into this complex project." Enloe says much of the work has already been accomplished and remedial actions are underway. And Chico City's managers Mark Swanson also said that they are in collaboration with Enloe Health to come up with a new comprehensive remediation plan to address and correct all of the concerns and let construction move forward with the highest level of safety and integrity. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
Thanks, Margot. Located at the corner of East 20th Street and Bruce Road in Merriam Park, the 107,000 square foot Enloe Health Gonzalez Comprehensive Cancer Center should provide cancer treatment, and we're hearing that work could start back up in just a matter of weeks. Chico's laying out its budget plans, what it means for parking when we come back. And new at 6, spillway work ahead, what to expect for your next camping trip when we come back.